So as usual, I'm in my home away from home, Home Depot. And I have good news, update on the house situation. So I just officially rented the apartment that crazy guy was in. All the drama, insanity. That place looked like a trap house. I was thinking it was gonna be, this is gonna be, I'm not getting any money for this. This apartment is horrible. And, now that we've renovated it and, it's still not done yet, but, just, I'm seeing the potential, and I saw the potential when we started painting it and things like that. It's got really high ceilings, got the great views. We're building a brand new kitchen in there. We're about to redo the bathroom. We're gonna refinish the floors, and it's gonna be a nice apartment. So it's rented. The lease was signed yesterday, and it is $100 less than my target, like the initial, my initial assessment of value of these apartments is 100. I rented $100 less than that, so pretty much I'm getting what it's worth for sure. I have someone who is staying short term in another one. They're going to be there for the entire summer. I worked out a deal with them. I saved them $1,000, and in return, they're paying up front. So I'm getting 3 months from them up front. These people are moving in at the end of the month. So I got first month, last month. But, this is how it works, man. It's not the first time. You get big money coming in, right? But the net is not always so impressive. So basically, all the money I'm about to get from the tenant who signed the lease, it's already gone because I'm out of money. I borrowed money to do the renovations, and all that money that I got from the loan, that money ran out like 2 weeks ago. So I was squeezed because of that. But basically, I think the amount of money I need to finish the job is pretty much the money that the tenant's going to give me to for the lease. So in the nick of time, at the 11th hour, the money that I need to finish the job on time, and they want to move in like really quick, has manifested from them, from them signing the lease and sending those checks my way. So, and then as far as the 3 months in advance, in a normal situation, if I wasn't abandoned by my government, which allowed me to take so much financial damage from these tenants that weren't paying, then the 3 months in advance would have been like, but unfortunately, that is a mere tiny fraction of my next priority, which is debt. I've accumulated a lot of debt because of the situation, thousands of dollars in utilities. I mean, I probably owe 4,000 or 5,000. Water bill, maybe 6 electric. Right? So yeah. So that 3 months in advance is gonna go straight to that, because I'm basically shifting my mode as of next month to debt payoff. So I'm gonna start hitting that hard. Taking no prisoners. As much as I can do, I'm gonna just pay it off. Get those credit card balances down. I started this process a little bit over a year and a half ago with 0 debt. Now my cards are all maxed out. I don't really have no reserve account. I mean, I'm running on fumes. But that's gonna come to an end very quickly. But the next step is paying off the debt, and then once the debt is paid off, well, at the same time, I'll be building up a reserve account slowly but surely. Once the debt is paid off, then I shift the mode into aggressive building up a reserve account, which you need if you're going to be having a big 4-family home. Was it $40,000 for a roof? I mean, you need to have some cash sitting there. You need to have good borrowing power in case you don't have the cash that you need, and you also need to have a decent amount of cash available to you for emergencies, right? So, step 1, debt payoff. Step 2, reserve account building. Anyway, a little bit over a year and a half, but we made it. It was tough. I almost didn't make it. And in fact, the only reason I made it is just because of certain circumstances kind of worked out in my favor with work. There's some stuff going on at work that made things. There was a period of time where things were very slow. And if not for that, I don't think I would have made it. I would have lost my home. I'm pretty much sure of that. So, it's funny, sometimes in life a lot of things can be negative and not going your way, but all it takes is the one thing that does go your way to really make a big difference, right? Because again, in spite of everything I went through, if not for this thing with my job, everything would have collapsed, and I wouldn't have lasted as long as I did. I started getting depressed maybe 4 or 5 months ago. That would have happened probably a year ago. I probably would have went into depression. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the summer. And to you guys, whatever you're dealing with, whatever your struggles are, don't give up hope. Keep fighting. Perseverance is a valuable asset to have. Resilience, tenacity. You got to fight. And this is the same thing that we have in politics, where there's no fight from the Democrats, no fight from the progressives, which is why they get what they get. We'll talk about that in another video. The grass is not always greener on the other side, even though I'm headed to greener pastures, pun intended. I have been very concerned about my health. As far as I know, nothing's going on, but I've been getting some warning signs. I mean, I'm getting older, right? Some warning signs that my body might be a little bit annoyed with the grind, always on the grind. The main thing that I've been seeing lately is fatigue. I mean, just really, really extreme levels of fatigue. And I looked at I do the sleep tracking stuff. My sleep has been decent, but somehow, I don't know what it is. Like, I have small tasks to do, and I will just, towards the end of the day, maybe early afternoon or so even, I just don't have any energy to do anything. I think some of that could be anxiety just from, it's a weird situation because, like, headed for greener pastures, and things looking good, got money coming in, finally after all this time of just going backwards. So I should be so stoked, and part of me is stoked. And that's the thing, how we are, psychologically speaking, we're got a spectrum, you got your ups and your downs, right? So I certainly have had my ups recently of like, wow, things are turning around, and yeah, but then I definitely have had a lot of dead weight, for lack of a better way of describing it, just feeling of just like, I think it's the weight of everything on my shoulders, because even though, yeah, okay, I got the lease signed, whatever, listen, I'm still under pressure. This guy wants to move in less than 2 weeks. I have an empty kitchen, new walls, and new flooring, and that's it, nothing else in there. I got appliances all over the living room, spread out all over the place. The bathroom, they just did demo yesterday. So, okay, got money coming in, whatever, but, this guy wants to move in. It's a big deal if it's not ready for the tenant when they need to move in, for multiple reasons. And one of the reasons, it's not all just altruistic, me worrying about the tenant. I mean, there is some level of self-interest in terms of it's going to cost me, because guess what? If it's not done when I said it's done, the apartment, I'm going to be responsible for housing this person, right? So I already made arrangements, preemptively, thinking that I might run into problems. So I already discussed it with them. I said, listen, because I have another apartment that I have on Airbnb, which I cannot stand Airbnb. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, I'm going to have to block it off. Actually, I'm going to have to preemptively block it off, because in case I need it to be there. I can't wait until I find out we're not going to be done in time and then do it. So now I got to forfeit potential money when I could use all the money I can get by blocking out dates on that calendar for that apartment, because what we're looking at doing is, if the apartment is not ready, I'm going to have him in my Airbnb for free. So this guy's going to be basically paying me for one apartment and taking up two, because I'll be working on his actual apartment, and then another apartment he's going to be living in there. So, you don't want that. So it's not only it's screwy for him based on, expectations or whatever, but it's also a financial hit for me, and, so there's that pressure, right? And, managing, I have a contractor, but, like, look, they messed up yesterday. They didn't stop the water properly when they did them on the bathroom, so it caused a leak, which cost me $500, because I had an Airbnb guest that was checking in right after the leak started, and they go in there, there's water all over the bathroom, so they left immediately. Now Airbnb's digging it because of that. I lose a $500 booking. It's a lot. And at the same time, I'm camping out, in my house, and I'm trying to address some issues. I got water seeping in through the back door. I got water seeping into the utility room. I got Japanese knotweed, very invasive species in the backyard. It's kind of like a bamboo type thing. I got to get going on that, treating that, trying to get that eradicated. It's a lot. And I think it's taxing. And I'm always running around. It's no relaxing, Here this Saturday, all day in Home Depot. Now I'm going to be going to Lowe's. It's just, can't stop, won't stop, get it. But I'm human. I'm not a machine. I act like a machine, but I'm not a machine. So I'm subject to the limitations of of being a human being, right? And that is that we can only take so much. Our bodies can only take so much. Our minds can only take so much. So I'm really excited and happy for the greener pastures, but until I get there to where I can take a breather and, get back into living a normal life, it's just, it's a lot. I'm definitely starting to, again, like I did before when I started to get into depression. I don't think I'm there yet, but I'm taking the same attitude now where I get into a survival mode in terms of health. So I start prioritizing my health more. So I'm looking at things like improving my diet. Exercise has been a struggle, man. I want to do exercise, but that's been a struggle. But I also want to do exercise, diet and exercise. Definitely make sure I'm getting my sleep, hydration. I'm taking multivitamins. Anyway, this is the Baby Channel. Debate in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.